Stephen, thank you for joining the family here at M88 Mansion ahead of the World Cup. It's a privilege to have you on board. Stephen, thank you for joining the family here at M88 Mansion ahead of the World Cup. It's a privilege to have you on board, and our customers in Southeast Asia share our excitement for this one. Let's start with the World Cup then. How far do you think England can go in the World Cup this year?
I think potentially they can get to the latter stages. I think obviously there's still a little bit of time to go in the preparation. I think it's important that they try and keep everyone healthy and fit. And I think if they go in with a strong squad of players, I think they can certainly go to the latter stages. I think the confidence and belief from previous tournaments, they should be going in a good place. I think they've got a couple of issues to deal with myself in terms of defensive, whether they go with a back five or a back four. But I think potentially the talent in the group, they should be looking to go to the latter stages minimum.
Do you have a feeling for a winner and formulate a case for who you think could be the favourites?
Well, having been around a couple of Argentinian players and listening to stories, the journey that they're on and the culture that Lionel Messi's set in previous months on the back of their successful tournament that they're on the back of, I do think that they will be looking to win it now. It's his last tournament. I'd quite like outside of England if that was the case. So if England don't win it, I'd quite like to see Argentina win it.
Dark horses? Do you have a feeling about anybody else?
I like Belgium. I think they've got top players. I think they go about the business really quietly. I like the manager, Martinez. Love Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's the best midfielder in the world at present. Lukaku, when he's on song's unplayable. They've got a really good goalkeeper. I like the spine and they've got good players around that. Denmark are in a good place. I really like their coach and some of the players in their style. So yeah, I'd probably say Denmark and Belgium have got an outside chance, but I don't think an outsider will win it personally. I think it'll be one of the big hitters. I think Brazil, Argentina, England, and as you say, you can never write the Germans off either.
You played in big tournaments then. Do you feel that big tournament experience, either going very close or winning previous ones, counts for a lot when you go into an environment like this?
Well, to be honest with you, we always flattered to deceive. We didn't really show our potential or the star quality that we had in the group. We never really had a style that took us to the latter stages. We always suffered penalty shootout, heartbreak. But I think the England team that I've watched of late, they look like a team. They look like they've got a manager that's built a culture and a belief within that group. I don't think we ever had that. So if I was an England player now, and as an England fan, I'm really excited by this group because I think they're a team now. They're not just a group of individuals with talent, which we were. So yeah, I always go in a lot more optimistic now than when I played myself.
Let's talk goals then. Your most memorable for Liverpool and England, which ones instantly spring to mind?
It's easy with Liverpool because the European Cup final, I think to score in a European Cup final. Obviously it was a close range header which might surprise a few. On the eye I scored better goals than that of course, but in terms of importance I always look to the European Cup final. With England, Germany away, when we were the underdogs and we won 5-1, that's my most favourite goal for England, so it'll be them too.
Is it more meaningful goals than the spectacular then?
It is for me. It is for me. I did like to shoot from range and they always look fantastic on the eye when they go in from outside the box, but for me it was always about what contribution did the goal make. You can score fantastic goals in defeats and they count for nothing really, so was the goal a big moment to get you back into a game? Was it a winner? Did you go on and win a trophy on the back of it? They're big goals for me, not just your normal week-to-week goals.
Let's speak about England specifically then and the individuals in the team. Is there anybody that reminds you of you? Is there somebody that kind of crops up as being the next Steven Gerrard? Perhaps?
I think there'll be players within that group that have similar attributes, but I don't like comparing any player to myself. I didn't really like it when I got compared to anyone else. I think every player is unique and different and brings their own qualities. I love Mason Mount. As a 10, I like him when he's free. I love watching him for Chelsea. and England. I really love Phil Foden. I think he's the closest thing we've ever seen to a Paul Gascoigne, who for me is my favourite player, growing up as an England fan. But for me, the man at the moment for the next generation is Jude Bellingham. As a centre midfielder, as someone who likes to get box to box or 6 yard to 6 yard as it is now, he is the man for me for the next 10 years for sure.
Pick a team for us then. Former Liverpool and England teammates are the selection pool. Who would be in your five-a-side team from that?
I hate doing this because you'd always fall out with ex-players and teammates. They always text you and say, why didn't you pick me? For Liverpool in goal, it'd definitely be Reina for sure. He was the best goalkeeper that I played with during my time. I'd have to pick Cara just because of the voice, the organisation, the body on the line, someone who's got one of the best winning mentalities I ever played with. I'm only picking one defender because I don't like them. Xabi Alonso in midfield, for sure. Just a class act, everything he did, day to day. But it was also a pleasure to play with him alongside him, but also in front of him as a 10 as well. Do you pick yourself or not?
If you want.
I'll play alongside Xabi because I used to enjoy that really much. And the two best strikers I played with were obviously Suarez, and I'll have to put an England player in as well. It'd be Rooney. If it was all Liverpool, it'd be Torres and Suarez up front. But because I've got to pick one England, I'll put Rooney in.
Tough job. You might get a text or phone call now.
I definitely will. I mean, look at the players that I haven't picked: Scholes, Lampards. I played with world-class players for Liverpool and England. Terry's, Ferdinand's, Beckham's, just world-class players throughout my time. But you can only pick 4, and you want to play in that team yourself. So that's how it is.
Talking of great players, we spoke to Luis Suarez last year in our La Liga sponsorship. He mentioned you as an idol. How does that make you feel that he talks about you that way?
Old. Listen, I was from the generation before, and Lewis come to Liverpool when I was, at the latter stages of my career, so I suppose it was my responsibility to look after him, make sure he settled in well. You're talking about a phenomenal footballer, a pure winner, someone who could do things on a football pitch that would blow you away. And just the way he went about his job on a daily basis, he trained the way he played, and you used to feel invincible with him in your team. And that's the reason why I always say he's the best I played with. It's a difficult question when you get compared Suarez and Torres because they were different and they were both unreal for a period of time. But I think for all-round attributes, Lewis was unplayable every single game. And
somebody that was never in a treatment room, he was never injured, was he?
No, which I think he was. But I think he just had such willpower and mental strength sometimes to play on through injuries. The physios, when you talk to physios, say that at times he was injured and he just played through them. His body was so strong. I think his muscles were so strong even when he did have little injuries within there. He was just wanting to play on and he refused to in the treatment room. I've never ever seen him in there once.
Let's talk about your experiences in Asia. Your memories of tour in Asia in 2013, Stephen. How was Jakarta and Bangkok as an experience?
I loved it, and the reason I loved it is when you turn up there, the welcome you get, the passion, the amount of people that come out to see you. Obviously, Liverpool, the brand's huge worldwide, but it's a different level when you go to Asia, and to see that amount of people and the joy it brings to their faces, for me, it was mind-blowing. And I used to love the experiences all the time, especially in 2013, where it seemed to go to a different level.
Do you think that plays a big part when new signings come to a club like Liverpool as well, and that they go and see how big a club is? They really get it then that this is a big deal?
I think it's more than a big deal at Liverpool now. I think it seems to be getting bigger and bigger and growing each year, especially now with social media. But even, was it nine years ago, it was off the scale in terms of the amount of support you get at Liverpool. And I think that's the reason why Liverpool's such a unique club, because it's out there with very few that get that attention around the world, not just in Asia. Obviously, it's huge there, but everywhere you go with Liverpool now, it's off the scale.
With a pre-season, the diet is very closely controlled, isn't it, as you're trying to get in condition for a new season again? Are you able to sample any of the cuisine, any of the food out there when you go?
Yes, I think the hotel, obviously, when they're putting on the buffets, they mix it up and try and use some of the local types of food and that. So I'm very much someone who likes me food. I like a bit of Thai, I like a bit of Asian food, so it's great to sample it and obviously you know, get involved in and immerse yourself in the culture.
Have you personally managed to travel to any of those regions in Southeast Asia? What was the experience like if you did?
I've been around different places throughout Asia during my career, and I also plan to go back for sure, because, as I say, I enjoyed the experiences, the way you get treated there, the welcome. For me, I'd love nothing more to go back and do it again.
What's on the list then? Favourite country that you'd like to visit in Southeast Asia?
I want to go back to Thailand, but wherever I get the opportunity to go, hopefully I'll get some work opportunities that come up. I'm not really fussy. I don't really want to pick one, because when I get the opportunity to go back, I'll definitely want to sample it wherever it is.